What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we got some breaking news right now regarding Tyson, Fury, and Oleksandr. Very nice, I like how much? Usyk. Here we go then. Mike Coppinger, who is a ESPN insider, leaked the following. The Tyson Fury Oleksandr Usyk fight for the undisputed World Heavyweight title will take place on February 17th in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Sources have leaked to the YB via ESPN. The fight was originally planned to take place on December 23rd before Fury got his wig pushed back further than was expected in his battle with Francis Ngannou. Now, the news doesn't end there. Here we go, peep this. Anthony lost his headgear and Deontay Wilder will also fight in separate bouts on December 23rd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Sources also told the YB. Joshua will meet Otto Wallin while Wilder fights Joseph Parker. Daniel Dubois and Jerome Miller and Frank Sanchez and Junior Farr are both on the stacked card as well. Wow. People, this is what they call finger licking chicken. Do you understand? So here we go. Here's the confirmation. We got the leaked picture here. Fury vs Usyk, Saturday, February 17th. So how far is that? So it's November today, December, January, February. So about 13, 14 weeks. 3 months, 13, 14 weeks. This for me is perfect. I never liked December 23rd. Why the rush? I don't see. For such a nice fight, I like a bit of build-up. I like a bit of anticipation. Now, we all knew it was never going to be December 23rd, but I'm glad it's become this date. Now, that for me really is where the gladness starts and ends. Why? I am skeptical of said fight. I'm sorry. Up until fight week, in fact, up until the weigh-ins really, even the Wednesday before, look at who was it recently where we almost got a fight? Dan Aziz. I like Dan Aziz. I think Dan Aziz is going to whoop on Buatsi, but still, 3 days before the fight, Dan Aziz pulls out. So, and Dan Aziz isn't a known pull-out artist like Tyson Fury is, especially given the circumstances we find ourselves in, people. What circumstances? Well, I mean, I've done videos on it over the last few weeks since Fury got his wig pushed back by Ngannou. Fury has not looked the most on it. He hasn't. Yeah, all of a sudden he's turned into a dedicated family man. Weeks before the Ngannou fight, huffing and puffing about what he was going to do to Usyk and how Usyk can't run nowhere from December 23rd and how December 23rd set in stone. Moments after the wig pushing that Ngannou gave him. I got a newborn, I haven't seen him for 10 weeks and I need to go see my kid. Listen, no one's saying you shouldn't need to go and see your kid. But you knew that when you was demanding December 23rd. So you see the discrepancy there. And that, for someone like Tyson Fury, who is unhinged, that's worrying. Why is it worrying? Because a man who can flip and flop, a man who we know has, not ego problems, but there's no doubt that Ngannou fight dented his ego. We weren't even sure he wanted to do Usyk fight before that, let's be real here. Most of us had Fury a 3-1, 2-1 favourite over Usyk. And still, during that period of time, Fury wasn't gagging for it. Fury wasn't going out of his way to make the fight. In fact, he was doing things like, yeah, Usyk, if you accept 30%, we'll fight. Usyk says, okay, 30%. Well, actually, no rematch clause as well now. He moved the goalpost. So even then, when Fury was a clear, and I was saying to the people, Fury will cut through Usyk like a hot knife through butter. And even when that was the case, when it was obvious and clear that Usyk was food for Fury, Fury still didn't want it. He still didn't want to book a date. So now, where the odds for me have become almost 50-50, I'm sorry, Ngannou was outboxing Fury. Now, Ngannou has the size that Usyk doesn't, but you'd like to think Usyk has the experience and the trickiness and the speed that Ngannou doesn't. So if Ngannou in boxing doesn't work like triangles, as we know, as Amanda YB's betting record has surely found out, nonetheless, if Ngannou was able to give Fury enough problems to second guess himself, let's not forget Usyk is a counter-puncher. He make you second guess yourself, and Ngannou did enough to make Fury second guess himself. If Ngannou can do that, I'm going to bet Usyk can at least do it to some extent, and hence the fight for me is now 60-40 in Fury's favour. But still, Fury didn't want it when he was a 3-1 favourite. Now he's barely a favourite at all. You're telling me he wants it? We're going to find out. Again, I've been saying this for the last 2 years, people. I hope I am wrong. However, as it happens, for the last 2 years, I have not been wrong. For the last 2 years, I've told you I'm sceptical. Every time it's been... Don't forget, it was only last December the fight was done. Oh, the fight's done in December 22. Then it ended up being, oh, it's March. Right? Remember? Oh, the fight's in March and at Wembley. Then it was... It went on and on and on, and here we are back round again. Then it was last week, oh, it's December. Or 2 weeks ago, oh, it's December 23rd. Now it's February 17th. So... I mean, ESPN are insiders. ESPN, they're the ones working this event. So you'd like to think that this February 17th means something. However, these ESPN cats were the same ones who was telling us it was December 23rd, right? Oops. So I'm not even sure. Has it been signed? We don't know. That's what I really want. That's what irritates me about these insiders, yeah. Has it been signed or not? And even being signed doesn't mean much, but do you know what I mean? At least come out of something with a bit of weight before you start pumping out rubbish. Let's wait till there's a little piece of weight behind it. Oh, it's at least been signed. But from what I can read here, it says, oh, breaking. They're just telling us it will take place then. That don't mean nothing. I want to hear Fury and Usyk have put pen to paper on a given date, which has not been the case ever. That's what I'm fixing to hear. Until then, just another bit of waffle, ain't it? Some more waffle. Anywho, in more encouraging news, this undercard is potentially the most fire undercard in the history of the game. I ain't gonna lie to no one on this one. This undercard is fire, and it's annoying because I actually messaged Joyce. Me and Joe, we speak somewhat on Instagram. I said to Joe, I don't know what you're doing, but you are a sideman right now. You're on the side somewhere. Don't no one know what you're doing. Your team should be out there campaigning for you to fight. Bear in mind we know Derek Chisora is in the mix with the Saudis. Bear in mind we know Frank Warren's in the mix with the Saudis. You should be campaigning for a fight with Daniel Dubois or Derek Chisora. That's what Joyce should be doing right now. Both fights are great fights. The Chisora fight is a real classic Gatti kind of Ward situation, and the Dubois fight's a real revenge sort of situation. That's what your team need to be doing. Joyce, he read the message. He ain't say nothing. And now, once again for Joe, it's a big oopsie. Why is it a big oopsie? Because look, Daniel Dubois, he's got himself another multi-million-dollar fight. This fight, Dubois vs Jarrell, will be at least $1 million apiece, each. That's the scale of that fight. It's a good fight. That fight really could hold its own, I'm going to be honest. That fight would be an O2 Arena fight, I feel. Decent fight. You know what I'm saying? Jarrell's got slow feet. He's durable. And that's what Dubois likes. Big, stiff, heavy dudes he can just get off on. Look at Trevor Bryan. Big, stiff idiot. He could just ping off on. Yeah? But Jarrell has the cardio and the durability potentially to wear Dubois out and make him jack. So that fight makes sense. I love it. And the fact this is on the undercard is like mind-blowing. So yeah, Joyce, just quickly, I'm slipping in there. Joyce, you played yourself again, buddy. Yeah, because of all the names on here, every single name in the sun is mentioned here. Otto Wallin, Frank Sanchez, and Darrell Miller, anyone who's anyone's name has been mentioned, apart from yours. Oops. And you got no one to blame but yourself, because the YB been trying to pass you the game for the last 18 months, 2 years, trying to tell you what to do. Instead, oh, YB, I'm listening to my Cuban trainer, my Cuban manager. Oops. Your Cuban manager don't even call you. That's why you're not in the mix. That's why you're sitting there with your dick in your hand, all due respect, just sitting there. You know what I mean? Like, what going on? Oh, everyone else got a top fight. Everyone else got a multi-million-dollar fight booked. And me and Nadine, listen, Nadine's a baddie, ain't gonna lie. Joyce has one of the most fire females in the game. But that's all he got. Do you know what I mean? He ain't got a fight booked. He got a bad female, 100%. Joyce has a bad female. No, maybe that's what it is. Maybe Joe. If your female weren't so bad, maybe you'd be able to concentrate on your business. You're 40, you're not 20. Do you know what I'm saying? So in a way, I critique AJ for not being around no fire females, but looking at Joe Joyce's career, Joe, you distracting my bro. Yeah? That 10 out of 10 narn that Nadine be handing out to you, it got your head, you ain't got your head in the game. You ain't thinking about business. And quite arguably, who can blame him? Would I be, if I was caning the quality of narn like Nadine, would I be thinking of business? Probably not. Ain't gonna lie. I'd be thinking about that narn. That's what I'll be doing. Yeah? So it is what it is for Joe. Anyway, I've digressed. Let's focus on people who are actually serious. Yeah? Dubois, Jerome Miller. That is a classic fight. 50-50. I'd like to think Jerome Miller will win, but again, we don't know how juiced he was and how much of a juice things can take impact. If he was juiced, all of a sudden that chin, that cardio, and whatever else may have disappeared. Intriguing. Fight for me, or fight narratives are all about intrigue. What's the story behind this fight? Well, Dubois, he's a certified quitter, but he can punch, but he can get off a few shots early. Jerome Miller is juiced out of his mind, so how much has he fallen off? Did the juice have any effect at all? Do you know what I mean? We're going to find out these things. The quitter versus the juicer. So, amazing. Then that's where we begin. We then go from there to Wilder versus Parker. Wow. Wilder versus Parker. I'm trying to think. Joe Joyce knocked out Parker. So yeah, Wilder should knock Parker out. But Parker isn't stupid. Parker's been around the block. So he knows how to negotiate things. He knows how to survive fights. But you'd like to... And this really is going to be Wilder's test. Can Wilder knock Joe Parker spark out? Now, in a way, I'm a bit disappointed. Where's Andy Ruiz in the mix? Why isn't Andy Ruiz been brought in? Joe Parker, for me, is a bit of a soft touch. But I guess their plan is to build up to AJ and Wilder. So you don't want no real tough fight. That's what this looks like to me. AJ versus Otto Wallin, same kind of thing. It's a middle kind of fight. Although some people are saying Otto Wallin ain't no scrub. And apparently he's made some gains. So maybe he's going to challenge AJ. But the fact we're talking about these fights, people, on an undercard for Fury and Usyk, I have to say, salute to the Saudis, man. Really, I do. Because whether we like the money in sport or not, this is almost like the UFC. It's bringing the fights that we want. And it's building them up as well. For example, I don't really want to see AJ and Wilder on the same card as Fury and Usyk. I want to see it built up, which make too much. You don't want a peak all in 1 month, right? All in one night. Too much to go on. For me, when a big fight happens, it takes literally probably 4 weeks to actually fully die. We're still digesting Fury and Ngannou today. 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later. It takes a month or so to fully digest the result of a fight. So to have 2-3 big fights on one night, no, it's too much for me. I like to enjoy it, digest it, and then have another one. You understand? So, this is perfect. We get big names fighting all together, but not against each other. However, that is where it's going, if that makes sense. Not to mention, the headline, Fury and Usyk, is the pinnacle of the game. So, again, salute to the Saudis. No one but the Saudis could have pulled this off. I just hope, to be honest, in a way, I was about to say, I just hope Fury doesn't ruin it and pull out. I'm confident Usyk won't pull out. I'm not confident Fury won't. However, given the backdrop here, Really, even if Fury pulled out, it wouldn't be the end of the world, would it? We'd still have a crack. And I never watch a full card of boxing. That night, I'll be watching a full card. From Jarrell to AJ to Wilder and then to Fury. I'll be watching it all. Which I can't remember the last time I did that. Maybe it was, I can't remember the last time. Because normally it's like a headline fight and then the rest are complete bums. But this fight's actually like, okay, man, we can work with this. I like it. So yeah, salute to the Saudis. In conclusion, though, I will say it's 50-50 for me. Does Fury and Usyk happen? I'd love, people think I'm a Fury hater. I'd love to come on here and tell you, yeah, it's done, and I'll believe it when I see it, people. I'll believe it when I see it. At the moment, at most, I am 50% sure this fight's on. At most. That's my most optimistic mode, 50%. But 50% is better than none. And I'm not going to lie to you. A week ago, after Ngannou smoked on Fury, I'd have told you it's a 0% chance. So at least there's dates being thrown out. Dates being thrown out is better than nothing. Fury could retire, or could have retired. You know what I mean? Or something. I was expecting something like that. Whatever. Or this could be a deep fake. Could it be like, well, let me pretend I'm going to fight Usyk and then have a life-changing injury in the camp that puts me out of the sport forever so that I can then retire without people calling me a duck. Oh, well, of course he would have come back and fought Ngannou. Or of course he would have come back and beat Usyk, but he had an undeniable brain injury. Or you know what I mean? One of them ones. That's what worries me here. Because Fury would not want to make it obvious that he's ducking the life out of Usyk or Ngannou. So to go into camp and have then some life-changing injury, that works out. You know what I mean? That's a get out of jail free card there. Oh, he was just about to wash Usyk and then this thing happened and he's been able to retire on top. And then Fury will be able to sit there and say, well, at least I retired on top. Like, it's not my fault I got injured kind of thing. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Oh, YB, you're a Fury hater. I hope I'm wrong. I can't do better than that. But that's the vibe I get here. Anyway. You man know what time it is. Your man the YB down bad with a B. All of his channels have been demonetized. He gets paid no coin for making these videos. So anyone who can support the YB, any big bosses out there who can support, I appreciate it if you come through and show some love. Look at these shades. These shades are coming to you soon. These shades are exclusive Moody Louis. Look at these Moody Louis V shades. Swaggy, ain't they? Look at the swag. But you best believe, you man, these are the moody. These ain't the real ones. These are the moody ones. But you best believe soon, you man, the YB gonna be drop shipping these moody shades to any Donny who wants some. So yeah, big shout to my doggy Frank, Alistair, Ashley, Siraj for coming through, and also I want to put it out there. Any Donny out there, I'm trying to think of new ways to bring in income. Yeah. So what we can do is anyone who donates $20. If you donate $20 to the PayPal link in the comment section or in the description, and in that donation comment a topic you want me to talk on, I will upload that topic onto YouTube. $20. So if you want me to talk about anything political, anything at all, boxing, any particular request, post $20 up, and your man the YB will talk about it in a video and post it on the page, on this page, 100%. Yeah, no doubt about it. Smash the like button, subscribe, and leck off the per 100%, no doubt.